Chapter 54. Through the Fire. The ground shook. Not a tremor, but a pulse. A heartbeat. Slow, deliberate, ancient. It rippled outward from the gate, making the trees shiver, and the sky seem lower than it had a moment before. Birds had stopped singing. The wind held its breath. Decima and Daniel stood at the edge of the clearing, where the enchanted boundary of the woods ended, and the sacred ground of the gate began. The glow from the half-open structure lit their faces in flickers of gold and flame. It was like staring into the mouth of a star. "This is it," Daniel said softly, his voice barely audible over the distant hum of magic. No more warnings. No more waiting. The dragon's gate loomed ahead, colossal, ancient, pulsing with light that bled through a crack down its center. Molten energy leaked from it in slow, deliberate pulses, like a wound that refused to close. Symbols glowed along the arch, some familiar from old grimoires, others that only lit when Decima looked directly at them. "They're the same runes from my dream," she whispered. "From the first time I felt the bond forming, before we even spoke." Daniel reached for her hand. His grip was warm, grounding. "Whatever happens next, we do it together," she finished, her eyes never leaving the gate. The air thickened with magic. Behind them, cloaks rustled. Morgulin and 2 other council members emerged from the tree line, silent as shadows. They didn't speak. They didn't interfere. They only watched, as if they knew this moment didn't belong to them. Decima stepped toward the gate. The heat radiating from it wasn't fire. It was ancient power, compressed, wild, furious. She felt it pulling on her bones, her breath, her soul. It tightened the bond between her and Daniel like a golden thread wound taut. Suddenly, from the earth before her, a pedestal rose, carved of dark stone, etched with dragons and stars. In its center, a shallow bowl glowed with silver light. The offering, she said aloud. "I'll do it," Daniel said quickly, stepping forward. But Decima shook her head. "No, this one's mine." She reached beneath her collar and unclasped the dragon pendant. Her grandmother's. The one that had hummed with warmth since the day she was born. The one that had led her to the path, to the forest, to him. Without a second thought, she dropped it into the bowl. The light flared. The gate answered. Light exploded upward, a column of silver and gold that pierced the sky. The runes on the gate ignited, every one of them flaring to life like stars. The crack in the center split wider, the fiery glow within surging with energy. The earth beneath them trembled. Not in fear, but in awakening. From somewhere deep below, a sound rumbled up through the stone. A roar, low, ancient, endless. Not the binder. This was something older. Something buried. Something sacred. Daniel turned sharply, eyes glowing faintly with dragon light. That wasn't him. "No," Decima whispered, her heart pounding in her chest. It was the Guardian. The air trembled again. This time not from the gate, but from the ground beyond it. Stone cracked. Roots split, and then the forest itself seemed to exhale. A shape rose in the distance. Massive. Winged. Wreathed in flame and shadow. The Guardian was not a tale. It was real. And it had just woken up. Decima stood frozen, staring at the rising figure in the distance. The dragon's outline shimmered in and out of the veil. Part spirit, part fire, part memory made real. Its wings unfurled with a sound like thunder tearing the sky, and the flames that traced its body lit the canopy in shifting gold. It was beautiful, terrifying, majestic. The Guardian's eyes opened, deep pools of molten amber, and locked onto Decima. Not with threat, but with recognition. She stepped forward as if in a trance, pulled by something deeper than fear. Daniel caught her hand. "Are you sure?" She nodded slowly. "I don't think it's here to harm us." The dragon lowered its head, smoke curling from its nostrils. When it spoke, it did not use words. It spoke through the bond straight into their minds. "Soulbound, gate-bearers, the fire remembers you." The gate pulsed again behind them, responding to the dragon's presence. The pedestal, now empty, flared once more, projecting an image into the air, a memory. Witches and dragons forging the gate, blood offered, magic bound, and above it all, the same dragon that now stood before them, roaring at the sky as the veil was sealed. It had always been watching, always waiting. The binder seeks to undo the flame, to tear the veil and feed the dark between. Decima raised her chin. "Then help us stop them." A beat of silence. Then wings spread wide. "Step through the fire," Prove your bond, and I will open the final path." The dragon reared, and the flames between them surged into a wall of golden light. A trial, a test. No more waiting. Decima and Daniel looked at one another. Then, hand in hand, they stepped forward and walked into the fire.